Assalamualaikum. My name is Izian Liana binti Abdullah. My matric number A17B0134. Our topic for the assignment was related to Magazine 9, which is the application of Qawaid al-Yakin la yazulu bi al-Shak in fiqh. Qawaid Fiqhiyyah was the principle of fiqh that can be applied in different fields of fiqh which come under the common ruling. There are two highlight words in this maxim, which are al-yakin and al-shak. Ibn Manzur defined al-yakin as a knowledge that far from doubt and certainty of something. Meanwhile, al-shak was something that became dubious or confused, or individual was waver in their opinion. Basically, maxim 9 was something that has been certain, cannot be replaced by some doubt or certainty. The assignment was purposely to improve student learning skill because it provide practical exposure and knowledge enhancement of the subject. Assignment help to assist students in their self-study and clear their concept or ambiguities regarding the subject. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Sharifah Atika binti Muhammad Jafri. My matric number is A17A0647. Today I will present about identification of the issue. Issue that we can relate is about Rule 355. Rule 355 is a law that related to Sharia criminal offences that has been submitted by Datuk Seri Abdul Hadi Awang. The law still been discussed, and if the law can be used, the offences that will receive the punishment are drinking alcohol, qazaf, and zina for unmarried person. Okay, in Malaysia, hudud punishment is not being imposed yet. So we will take example from Brunei. Brunei announced that they will begin to impose Sharia law on 2014, but there was some controversy. One of it was when George Clooney, the actor of Batman, stated that by boycott the hotel that belong to Sultan Brunei, it will give an impact toward the country. This is because at that time Brunei had to suspend the hudud punishment toward the offences of homosexual or known as LGBT. The implementation of the law was delayed for 5 years and was scheduled to be enacted on 3rd April 2019. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurul Fatihah. I will go through to an analysis of issue the crime of zina. What we can gain from this study is that punishment of zina is difficult to prove. Where to prove who a person commits zina require 4 independent witnesses, and the 4 men not only had to see the act, but they had to see the penis clearly into vagina. Although the requirement for determine zina is difficult, the jurisdictions still have to determine the fine to avoid cases that lead to zina. So therefore, Islam forbid the practice of zina.
Contextualism and its evidence, which is contextualism is the theory today in view of the significant change in society. Firstly is Umar, the first contextualism, which is Umar preferred the context and used the Quran based on that context rather than the literal reading. And second is the rhetoric of the Arabic Quran, which is by incorporating the culture they know, the Quran makes Islam more acceptable to the first recipients as needed. The existence of Arabic culture in the Quran requires contextualism as its evidence, the reading of the Quran from its medieval context. And lastly is the social change of the Prophet, which is further evidence for contextualism. lies in the fact that the Prophet and the Quran came to improve society from completely abolishing it and adopting a completely new system.
The adultery issue, zina. There are impacts from the psychological perspective, which the anxiety as well as causing the adulterer to have permanent sense of guilt all their life. The Muslim who has an atom of weight of iman in his heart will remain with uncomfortable feeling if God forbidden he commits zina. Besides that, the committer will suffer from continuous poverty, as Allah said in Hadith Qudsi, I will destroy tyrants and afflict adulterers and fornicator with poverty. In addition to that, they will be significant in eyes of Allah and making him lose respect and value from the humankind. Another impact that arises from the adultery issue is related to the committer's health problem, which is many physical ailments which can be uncontrollable and might even cause stress such as AIDS, genital herpes, and many other sexually transmitted diseases. Apart from the above impact, the act of adulterous commit will cause them to lose barakah from their earning, which renders them helpless and weak person. As adultery also engaged in the Islamically unlawful spending.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Munirah binti Bakri, matric number 17B0298. Today I want to share about the solution to the issue of zina. Based on the issue, there are two methods used in the application of Qawaid. Certainty is not overcome by doubt. Among these are methods of one's original law is free from responsibility and the original law for sex is illegal. The first is one's original law is free from responsibility. This means that one is originally free from responsibility and noting the matter to which he or she is responsible referred to the witness, oath, and something acceptable as testimony. The second is method the original for sex is illegal. Among other things, the breakdown of the original legal purpose in sex-related matters and sexual relations with women is illegal until there are certain reasons which clearly justify it. There is either through marriage or no consent for the slave.
In conclusion, this study explored the concept of criminal penalties in Islamic law, particularly adultery. Adultery is divided into two different categories of sexual offences and impose penalties for each. The first category is zina liable to had. Who is involved in zina liable to had will be punishable by stoning to death and can be punishable by public whipping of 100 lashes for worse. Then the second category is zina liable to ta'zir. Zina liable to ta'zir can be punishable by imprisonment for up to 10 years. After that, about the hudud. Hudud is the limit. It means that the limit for God punishment for a certain crime. Islam also impose preventive laws such as women and men are being prohibited from living together at the private places. It is because to avoid from adultery. In this case, we know that the penalties for married people are more severe because as they are allowed to satisfy their sexual desire against their legitimate partner, but they choose to ignore them and involve in the adultery. Lastly, I can say that the hudud punishment imposed adultery is to protect their honor and their posterity. That's all. Thank you.